A word about healing industry. And if you're trying to heal and you've fallen for the trap of healing and you've been there quite a long time, maybe that will help, hopefully. Listen, it became a business. Like any kind of business, is based on the principle of creating a need. You need to decide for yourself whether you've done enough healing, you see. And in any type of healing that they do, modality, technique, the best healing you can do is in your environment. So if you're trying to heal and you're doing some kind of somatic technique, then you come back to your own environment, to your home, where there are things that are triggering your nervous system, people, places, things. So there could be elements of your everyday environment which you haven't really addressed. So when it comes to physical things, it's the chaos that could remind you of your childhood. When it comes to behaviors of the people you live with, it's what they say and how they say things, and you haven't really told them, listen, I really don't like the way you talk to me, or I really don't like the way you joke. That's very often the case. So no amount of outside healing, no amount of yoga, meditation that you're doing outside of the context of your everyday life is going to heal you, right? Because the best healing is about being the maker of your own environment and of your own life. So if you still can't have a conversation with your spouse where you put aside your ego and your healing, and you really can't name what you really mean, and you keep accusing them of being a certain way, then that should be the alarm bell for you to see that the healing is not working, okay? And again, you might be thinking, oh, because I haven't worked enough, or, you know, I don't really understand this psychology thing, and like, or whatever. I see my body is this. Your body wants you to address your environment and your daily routine in the context of your relationship with your children, with your spouse. Sometimes it's a job thing, right? But think about where you can do something different, something that will regulate you. And if a conversation is a big thing, start really small. That's the best way of regulating yourself, right? Little bits. So decide for yourself, okay, this is the corner that I'm going to address. And start with that. And just chop it up to the smallest digestible bits, and you learn the skill of regulating like that. If you think, oh, there's no time, I'm not ready, I can't do it, oh, he's going to be upset, or she's going to be upset, or I don't want to cause a scene, right? These are your guideposts, right? Anything and anyone that doesn't teach you how to really address yourself in your everyday life, so speaking your truth, naming your feelings, someone who you're spending time with or sleeping with, and they're doing something, and sometimes that includes friends, right? Because we get mistreated by friends sometimes. And it's like, oh, he was only joking, or she was only joking, or whatever. Right? Not always. Maybe you're not ready to be made fun of, right? These are all the little things you can regulate your nervous system with no modality, without going anywhere. Just start addressing your shit in everyday life, making decisions. Really, it's about being the maker of your own life. Very often anxiety and depression comes from the fact, so that sort of, that survival state comes from the fact that you haven't really decided and made a commitment to yourself. It's about other people, because I have to be doing that for them, and they're asking me to do this, and we're running away from the real issue here. So your nervous system doesn't really care about shit. on the other side of the planet. It cares about your everyday life. It cares about your routine. It cares about what you make with your hands, the food you put into your body, your emotional diet, psychological diet, right? And it shows you constantly, because if something is healing, then you will feel peace. You won't be confused, overwhelmed. Oh, how do I do this? Or, this is, I need to do a sequence of movements or breath techniques, right? And the same with chakras. The best way to balance your chakras is by your choices. What you say and you do on a daily basis, right? Because if you're doing your meditations and you're clearing your chakras, but then you allow your child to treat you like a waitress or a taxi driver and being ungrateful, there you go. That is your dysregulation. Or if you're allowing someone who you sleep with to disrespect you, there's your body telling you, honey, we need to say something. We need to do something different because this is not working. Whatever you're doing is not working. And that's the thing about nervous system. It talks to you all the time in your everyday life. And you're not listening. You're listening to other people how to regulate your nervous system, but you don't listen to your nervous system how to regulate it. Oh, there's a nice line. So there you go. Just everyday consciousness and awareness about what do I need today. Today is the most important day. Never give up on yourself.